Hello. I'm trying to see if this is working. I don't see the people coming in. Oh, here you go. Christopher Liley. Hello. Oh, I see. Hello. Debbie. Oliver. Hi, Debbie. Working here. Oh, good. Thank you, George. All right, so it's past 5, so I'm gonna start. There are 6 people here. Great. Thank you. Welcome. So my name is Sumiyo Toribe. I appreciate the Rittenhouse Square Square Fine Art Show for inviting me to the 5 o'clock club. And I would like to talk about myself, medium, theme, and process before starting the demonstration. And I am originally from Japan, currently living and working in Massachusetts. My main medium is watercolor painting. I enjoy working on other medium like oil painting and ceramic works. View my website, sumiyotoribe.com, for more images and information. I went to Savannah College of Art and Design and received MFA in painting in 1998. My concentration was oil painting and working on a large format with figurative work, which is different from the landscape that I'm doing right now. I married to the fellow artist and I have 3 children. So as my family member grew, I lost my space to work on oil painting at home. Since I couldn't afford to rent a studio at that time, I started to paint in a small kitchen table with convenient watercolor medium. That was the beginning of my watercolor career. And that was just about 10 years ago. And when I started painting watercolor, I determined to paint 1 painting a day. And then I did 2 painting a day because I got used to 1 painting. But then I'm like, okay, let's do 3 painting a day. Then finally I did 4 painting a day for many, many years. And the watercolor paintings were accumulated. So I opened an online shop through Etsy. But the number of paintings grew faster than selling, so started to participate at art shows from 2015. The sales from online and offline got me a wonderful studio, which is this entire house with 3 different rooms with a kitchen, where I spend most of my time every day. Since the pandemic, which is last year, 2020, I was trying to build an online art community through Patreon, YouTube, Instagram, and online workshops. Like this event is like wonderful to give a demonstration. That's really awesome. Again, please check out the detailed info at my website, sumiyotoribe.com. Let me show you my studio space and talk about the painting. So this is the gallery space, which is the same setup I have for that art show for booth setup. So there's 3 different walls. So let me talk about let's see, variety of format, which is the space. And I'll just come back to the other wall, but here is the first one I wanted to talk. The lighting is quite difficult to view, but this is the most popular format for customers, which is 4 seasons sets. New England seasons are very similar to seasons in Japan. I'm from Japan, so I'm very, it's really pleasure to work on the seasons, and I love being here. It's really wonderful, beautiful scenes. So when I paint those 4 seasons, I paint all at once. So I lay the paper on the table and then I paint, like I'm not painting each painting. I'm painting all whole 4 painting all at once. So if you want to see the process, it's quite neat. You can watch my YouTube. I have some 4 seasons painting posted there for the process painting. So next format is Triptych. So Triptych is derived from resin. So this is my original size for the Triptych, and it is 22 by 45. The reason for this size is because the sheet of paper I buy is 22 by 30, which is this side. The 2 panels together is the 1 sheet of paper I buy. So I cut in half, and I added another half to create that longer and bigger format, because I wanted to expand that painting, and ended up this is a perfect size for over the couch, over the fireplace, and over the bed. So it went really well from the beginning. It was really awesome, but a lot of customers asked for me to paint smaller ones. So I start to do more variation in size with Triptych, and that side of that wall has the variation on Triptych. So this is quite nice size. I like that size, but a lot of people loves this miniature Triptychs. It's so cute. So I really have fun painting all this different size, and then each size I have 4 different seasons for your choice. So it's really fun to decide on images. And the rare occasion, customer asked me to paint even bigger. So this is the biggest one, which is 3 full-size paper, 1, 2, 3. So 30 inches by 66 inches. And if you consider like a between space, it will be over 6 feet. So it can really cover a large wall. And then especially when I paint this large, it's so much fun. I'm just jumping into having that painting lay on the floor, and I'm just doing like a Jackson Pollock painting. It's really fun. So that's all my size. Of course, I'm painting a single papers like this one. Is full-size paper. I love this painting. It's hard to see, but this is a summer, like a trail hiking place. It's very soothing, healing, peaceful. I love this painting so much. I really enjoy watching it, looking at it every day. And so that's the full-size paper. That's the biggest I can go with one single paper. But the people also like this miniature one. I don't know if you can see. So this is like a kind of, you can hold it in your hand, and it can be on the top of your desk or coffee tables, and then it's a really gift idea, wonderful gift idea. So that's all my painting, and everything is framed with a UV glass to protect the original painting. So this is really really fun to spend time in my gallery space. And if you like to visit my gallery space virtually, you can contact me. I can set up the Zoom. All right, let's go to the studio. Your work is wonderful. Thank you. What type of paper do you use? I use 140-pound cold press Arches. That's the company. Here, let me turn this around. I cannot turn this around. I cannot turn this around. That's not good. So let me show you. This is, I don't know if you can see. So this is my paper. That's a full-size paper. And it's Arches 140-pound cold press. And then I paint loose on that table. And then I press it under here because I have, this is quite heavy. So it presses to straighten out my paintings. And then this is just the paintings I did yesterday, but there are a bunch of paintings in the frame room and it have a big flat cutting board with a lot of mat boards and everything to press it down. So this is how I press that paper. And this is my painting table. I wish I can turn this around, the camera around. So, and then this is my working space. My pottery wheel right there, wedging table, and then computer desk, and the watercolor sheet. The big roll is the drape, like a background for shooting 3D artwork. So let's see. Do you paint in your studio or do you also paint outdoor? I love painting outdoors, but I don't have much chance to paint outdoors. So I take pictures whenever I go, wherever I go, I take pictures and bring it home. But if I go to camping with a family, I usually take my paints with me, and it's so much fun to paint outside. Okay, oh, there's a button for turning this around. Ah, that's great. So I'll show you what I have for my painting. I use, let me set this up first before I start to speak. Okay, so let's see. Okay, maybe I should, I don't know, the lighting is not very good. Somehow, yeah, that's fine. So this is my, I just set it up for this demonstration. This is my brand I use, is a QOR. It's very concentrated watercolor. And I have all this color in this palette. And I like to show you the painting process. Let's see. This is what I'm going to paint. This painting originally is 11 by 15, and I like it so much about the contrasting value and then having beautiful harmony with the color. Very colorful, but it's very, you know, dramatic and contrasting with that value. And so this painting has been my favorite. So I have made into a postcard and then giving away for that as a gift for the customers. All right, so let me start. I can read some of your comments. So let's see. All right, so let me start. I have 30 minutes, and I'll begin and finish my demonstration within 30 minutes. So actually I want to show you what I use for the brush is this is round number 12, round number 6, and liner brush number 1. And this is a flat brush, is just to do wet the paper. All right, so let's wet the paper. Here's the water, and I always have paper towel in handy. Okay, so first, to create this image, wet the paper. I'm gonna move this a little bit. All right. So wet the paper evenly, and I'm gonna work on the light to dark. So light is yellow. I'm using round 12 brush and picking up yellow and have enough water. And the light is in here, which is not in dead center, or it's above and a little bit right. So I'm gonna go some yellow, and I'm leaving a little bit of white in the middle just to have the brightest color. And then I'll just expand that yellow. The reflection is in the water, so I'll just go have that like water ripple goes sideways, so my brush work is a little bit sideways. And next color is the orange, so I add some orange to that yellow I made, and then working on the outside of the yellow. So I'm not destroying the light. I'm saving the light by working outside of the yellow. And then so as the bottom, just the outside of the yellow, and save that beautiful light. Then next color is, I'm skipping red because I love that magenta. So I am picking on magenta color, mixing with that yellow, so it is turning to a little bit of red. Okay, so I'm working on outside of that other color I placed. And I'm working quickly because I like that wet on wet. So I'm just drawing the ripple lines and going sideways, and I try not to destroy that lightest part. And next color is purple, adding purple to that, and working on just the outside. I should make it a little bit bluer, but since I made that color, I'll just go with it a little bit. And going down and moving on to blue. So this is Ultramarine Blue, have a little bit of purple tendency, and working at that darkest area of the sky and water. And I'm just using that dabbing technique, which is just tapping that brush to that paper. And at that bottom, that water, you can do some sideway brush mark, and then try to kind of reveal some of that light, other color. And then this blue is quite pale, so I probably have to go back with stronger color. I can add another blue. Just get a little bit stronger where can use the variation of that color. I don't want to get muddy color, but I can pick and choose where could be the color works well. So I should put a little bit purple there. Okay, so that's about the sky. Then I'm going to work on, maybe I should get a little bit darker. Maybe I can add a little bit of Payne's gray. Just get some darker spots. All right. And then I'm going to work on that background land, which is dark silhouette. And to make dark silhouette, I mixed Payne's Gray, Barn Umber, and purple and green. They are all dark color, and I just like to have different color tendencies, even dark. And then I might want to have a little bit greenish to create that, like a tree green is kind of revealing through that silhouette. So I'll just have a little bit of green tendency. And then I go from that one side edges to the middle, and then going up and down, up and down. This creates kind of organic top, and try to make the bottom straight. And then I'll stop here. I'm gonna change the color lighter and warmer in the middle. So I'll go to the other side and go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and then kind of stop here. Then I'll make this a little bit warmer and lighter. So I'll mix some brown. This is orange, and I have gray, so mix it brown. And then keep going from here, and I can change to even lighter, which is orange, maybe a little bit of yellow. And at the very end, I'm gonna really clean that brush and then have that orange and yellow straight. So that gives like a graded wash, and I can create this reflection a little bit darker by picking up the dark and then making the line like a water ripple line to create some darkness on the side that reflects that silhouette on the water. And then I can use that little bit on that foreground silhouette, the bushes on that foreground, that's silhouette as well. And I can pick on the lighter tone, which is, washing out that foreground bushes too. So I can just pick up on a little bit of brown and then do the same thing. So that's foreground. That's the middle ground. So I'm going to work on this tree. I got background done, but what I want to reflect the tree is to decide on the color of the leaves. The lighter area, I will choose lighter leaves, and it gets darker, reflects the darker color, like the darkest corner has the darkest leaves. So in order to make this beautiful mark, I can just spread the ends of that brush. So right now it's together, but when I tap on it kind of aggressively or like lightly, but then try to spread the ends, then you can have beautiful stamping tool. So let me show you. And first I'm just gonna clean this one side and have light color, which is yellow. Let's see, this is warm yellow, and I'm just gonna control the amount of it with that paper towel. So, and then when that brush is drier, it can spread easier. So I'll tap like that. See how that it's like a stamping, like a beautiful mark, like a details without working so hard. So I'm just going around the light with a light color, and then so as right here too, which is the light here. So I'm picking on some spots that is a light color, and then I can move on to next color, which is orange, but then I see it's not as vivid as the sky orange, so I'll just desaturate it with gray. Maybe I need a little bit of redder. So that way it's a little bit more in shadow because it should be silhouette. So I'm tapping on like a surrounding this lightest leaf. So it's kind of similar thing that I'm doing, that I worked on the sky from light to dark. I try not to destroy the light colors by working around it. Okay, so all right, and I'll just a few more and then get a little bit darker. All right, and I'll get a little darker by adding redder color with the dark, and I can get some purple, cooler color. Okay, so that's nice color. All right, let's see, and then dry the brush just in case, because I don't want to get bold mark. So this way I can get a little more control. It's hard to control watercolor, but if you be friendly and work with it, you can pretty much do what you need to do. So paper towel is your friend. Okay, so just try not to press hard, because when I press hard, that mark is big, and then when I have darker color, it shows up even more. So I'll be very careful not to press it too hard. So I sometimes have to stop breathing just to hold my breath and then tap it. Okay, so that's a very dark spot, so I can tap pretty boldly. Okay, and here some darker color. And so now I can get to the darkest color, which is, I can pretty much use this. This color is nice. It's got a little bit of brown. So this is the darkest area, and then this is the darkest area, and maybe at the edge, maybe too much, so I'll dry that brush to control the mark. Okay, and a little bit in the middle, and I can always go back and then make more leaves after the tree. So this works well with the timing too, because if I do the tree first, the tree trunk first, it's too the paper is too wet, so it doesn't work as much. I'm waiting for that paper to be a little drier, so this is a really good opportunity to work something else. Okay, so now I'm going to mix color of that tree trunk and tree branches, which is dark color, again Payne's gray and burnt umber, and purple and green, kind of mixing all the dark color together. I can put a little bit of blue too. Okay, so I like purple tendency for the tree trunk somehow, because the New England tree to me is purple tendency. So I keep this quite thick. If I have it too much water, the paper is still wet, so it'll bleed. It gets, you know, it gets out of control. So I keep this thick. All right. So to draw this, I'm not drawing from the middle of the composition. I'm putting on the side, and then the light is here that to balance the tree on the right, and the branches are hanging over to the left. So I'm starting from that bottom and going up, but at first I'll press it down and then kind of bring it up, but as I bring it up, I lose the pressure and then let go to get skinnier line. And as you notice, I stop and stop and stop. This is where opportunity for like branches to grow. See, here you can go up. So I'm not copying exactly because I can't copy exactly what I did, but I can just have this type of movement. So I'll do another big branch here. So have more pressure and let go the pressure. And then as you go up, you let go even more. Oh, okay. So with this brush, it's really hard to make it skinnier, so I had to change the brush. But as far as the thicker part is done, so I'm gonna switch it to the round number 6. Then I can go work on. So there's a lot of wiggles. That's really great for me to have some branches comes out. And so and then I can aim for where the leaves. So here's leaves. So I need to have the branch comes out. The tip of this isn't very together. So another thing, you need to have a nice tip for that brush to have skinny lines. So I can do a few more like this, and then I can switch to the liner brush. Liner brush, I don't have to worry too much about getting thick line because it's very easy to get skinny line, or it's hard to get the thick line. All right, so I'm using my pinky for anchoring it. Then I have more control. But when I'm working on this side, I don't have any place to put my pinky down. That's why I had to stop breathing or use a liner brush. Okay, so maybe I should use liner brush. All right, so a few more branches with a liner brush. Okay. And right this light area right here, I want to just change that color to more of washed out color, which is like an orange yellow color, so it matches with that leaves. So if I would have branch comes down or goes up, so that light area is not disturbing this light with that lighter color. So and I can make this dark if it's closer to that dark area. All right. And I like it having this little details on the bottom area of the tree. So I want to make some that baby tree branches hanging down here and there. Right. And that's pretty much it. Okay. And the foreground is gotten lost, so I can add a little more value using darker color to match, because the foreground tree and the foreground bush is at the same place, same level of silhouette. So I can just get some, but I still want to have a little bit lighter in the middle to give like a light is washing the bush. All right, and I can sign on the corner. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. I don't know when I did it, but so this is my finished work. It's never be the same as my reference, but the reference always helped me to get the inspiration, and every time is different. So this is a little different. Do you have any questions? Thank you. Yeah, so yeah, colors are a little bit washed out, but I think it has nice and kind of soft, sweet color. All right. Any questions about process or the materials? And this is going to curl up when this is so soaking wet, so it's very flappy, and then when it's dry, it'll really curls up. So I'm curling it with a hand and put it underneath of the big weight. How long does it take to fully dry? It'll dry in an hour, like this one. I think maybe like a couple hours, but I usually just leave it for a day and then put it underneath of the weight. So thank you for clear demonstration. Thank you. It's always fun. Very simple process, and if you follow from light to dark, on this case is very simple, and the technique is quite you know, kind of simple, but then makes it kind of complicated because of how you use the brush. And I love this stamping technique. It gives such a quick textures with a simple short time. Do you ever tape down the paper before you? No, I don't. I like the edges. I love this edges. This is the sheet of paper that comes with, this is the original edge. And I love the edge. So I ripped the paper. This is my edge I ripped. So it's not as beautiful as that edge, but still it matches. So I float this painting on a mat board so I can show the edge. But I think taping down, I think what frustrates me is taping down is it still buckles, and then it just like it with the paper, you know, I can just bend it and then try to straighten out edges and everything while it starts to curl. But taping isn't my favorite. And then when I try to untape it, it's like a bleeding through the tape, or I rip that paper, damage the paper, and then rip that part of that painting. So I like the edge too. Thank you. So what else? When I paint, I think if you're a painter, I like that setting right now with this two huge light box. Let's see, I'll show you. This light box I recently got is really getting really good lighting to paint, and also to be able to photograph. So I do lay the painting flat on this table and then photograph. And it comes out really nice, less editing. Is there white watercolor paint? No watercolor, no white. I have white watercolor paint, but I only use it to splatter. Let's see if I have some example. I don't have good example, but I do have white. Let's see. This is the other color I use, which is titanium white and iridescent pearl, which is kind of silver, warm silver color. This one is iridescent gold, beautiful gold. And what I can do on this painting, if I would splatter something, I would use this gold paint and I'll splatter and then get this light expand. And then when I do work on the snow scene, I use the white and sometimes that silver color and the splatter. But I never use it to fix the painting or mix it with a color. I never do use the white to make that opaque color. So, but I love splattering white though. Do you ever use masking materials when you paint? Yes, I do a lot of times. I can show you that. I just painted this the other day, and then this is masked. It's very easy. This is going to be a demonstration for my Patreon channel, and it's very simple. I did mask here too. This stem, and then that petals, and then this yellow part, it's all masked. And I painted a background, then I unmasked it, and I painted that yellow in the middle, made it into volume. Then I made some shadows on the leaves, and then I put some green on the stem, but leaving some of that dry brush white, like the paper white, doing dry brush technique, so it gives a nice highlight on the stem. So I love using masking fluid. Actually, all the white spots, that's a masking fluid. I splatter the masking fluid. So this was fun painting. It's on my Patreon, so if you want to see, you can see. It's I have like a $5 subscription, but there's some on my YouTube channel has many masking fluid techniques. So the white spots from masking or white paint, this is all the masking fluid. I splatter masking fluid. What I love is this masking. This is my best. I have used different masking fluid, but this is the most economical. It comes in big jar like that. You don't really see this huge jar for the masking fluid. And then this color is so visible. I love it. And I pour this into different container. This is a acrylic container, but then I use soap water to soak the brush. I put the brush in the soap water, and I dip it in the masking fluid. That's why I have separate container, because soap is getting into the masking and then contaminating it. If I would dip it in that soaking like a soaped brush in here, this gets like a chemical reacted, and then it have damages very quickly. Okay, thank you so much for doing 5 o'clock club, Sumiyo. Thank you. Your answer to my question. Thank you. How about salt? Do you ever use that? I do salt, but not too often. But when I teach watercolor, I do show the salt, and then I have never be good at it, but my student always be better with it when I do the demonstration. So but I do like using salt for that snow, or like field with flowers, and I think it's very dreamy, and then that's just a sparkle. So really great demo. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Thank you so much, and thank you all for coming, and I hope to see you some point, and I would love to do demonstration anytime. So thank you very much. I'll see you sometimes. Have a good evening. Bye bye.